Do you suffer from massive amounts of pelvic pain and cramping during your menstrual cycle? Do you have to manage it with tons of over-the-counter medications? And does it make you sick that you're taking so many pills? Well, today's video is going to address a potential cause that your other doctors probably aren't considering. I'm Dr. John Bartemus, and I'm putting the pieces together to help you live a life at optimal. Do you suffer from histamine reactions? Even if you don't in other areas of your life, such as environment or food, histamine may be driving your menstrual cycle issues. If it's not the main driver, it could be a major contributor. Let's dive in and look at why. If we take a look at this image here that I'm about to share, you can see histamine in the middle and all of its potential effects throughout physiology, from skin to respiratory tract to bone marrow to immunity to GI to nervous system to heart, and down here you can see to uterus. And you can see here that histamine and estrogen interconvert between each other via the H1 receptors. And so if you have high histamine, you could have estrogen dominance and estrogen dominance symptoms such as heavy cycles, pelvic pain, breast tenderness, moodiness during your menstrual cycle. And vice versa, an estrogen dominance could drive up histamine issues during your cycle if your diamine oxidase, your HMT, or your MAO SNPs, genes have mutations. So there's a bidirectional flow that could be driving issues in your menstrual cycle. And so I'm about to show you a patient testimonial where this was at play. So let's switch screens here. And here's a testimonial from a patient that you can see has the menstrual cramps, and she's experienced really good improvement, she says in her own words. And look at this. Quote, "I used to be at 35 to 40 Advil per cycle over the 5-day period." So that is an outlandish number of Advil in 5 days. And this was just to manage her cramps and pain. Now she's down to 7 grams of Tylenol and 6 Advil over 3 days. To me, that's still a ton of over-the-counter medication, but compared to 35 to 40 Advil, that's acceptable and a massive objective improvement. And, quote, "barely had any pre-cramps this past cycle. Typically, I'm woken up by pain for the first 2 nights of my period and have to take the medicine. The past few cycles, I've only been woken up by pain during the first night. Wonderful." So what did we do? What created these changes? Well, we took an antihistamine approach to see if we could impact her cycles, and we did it naturally. So we didn't use pharmacology to as our antihistamine strategies, but we used natural methods to support histamine physiology with nutrients that are needed for the genes that create the enzymes responsible for degrading histamine. We supported those. We also supported physiology in optimizing estrogen levels and optimizing immune response from an allergy standpoint. So it's a more comprehensive approach, a more comprehensive antihistamine approach than just popping a Benadryl or taking a medication like that. And in so doing, as you saw, we've been able to massively decrease the over-the-counter medication she's taking and massively increase her quality of life. So this is a massive step in the right direction, and I wanted to use this testimonial to show you that histamine metabolism may be a major player in your menstrual struggles that you haven't thought of and your other doctors haven't thought of. So if you would like to utilize this sort of approach to your issues, seek out a functional medicine practitioner near you and check out functionalmedicinecharlotte.com.